So, hello everyone, this is the first episode of a series where we will create a shoot 'em up game, top-down shoot 'em up. I'm doing this because I was always fascinated by the graphics and the gameplay of the arcades, especially the shoot 'em ups, and the pixel art. I really like it. And I would like to, at least to some extent, emulate this by coding a shoot 'em up game. So we'll do this from scratch. We could use Unity or Unreal Engine, but I choose to use plain C++ and some helper libraries like SDL because purely for learning, basically, and for showing how things are done without the comfort of well-known, renowned engines. Because I was actually searching YouTube and checking tutorials about shoot 'em ups, and I could find a lot of shoot 'em ups made in Unity, at least in Unity. I haven't seen too many in Unreal, but for myself also I would like to do it in as low level as possible without too much hassle, actually. So let's see. We have to start. That's a big question, right? Okay, I actually started to write a bit in a Google Doc. Drive. Somewhere. Okay. Okay, I have also a title, Stellar Eagle. I don't know. Maybe I'll change it, but something with a ship, like a stellar ship fighting the bad aliens. Okay, let's just scroll a bit because it's too much. Okay. Let me open my soda. Cheers. So, we need some specs for this game. What tools we will use, what we'll need to implement, probably the art style to be created, which will probably depend also on the technical side of things. Okay, so we can start with what we want to do. I will show you what kind of shoot 'em up style I would like to replicate. Okay, not this is default stuff. Dodon Paki gameplay. Not this one. I think this one. long play. But anyway, I would like to keep the video length to about an hour or so you don't get really bored. I am not really professional at this vlogging thing. My voice is not really good for vlogging, but I'll try my best. So, Dodonpachi is a very nice old school shoot 'em up. So this would be the style. Yeah, so it's a lot of nice pixel art. I don't know the resolution, but I could check it. But probably I'll use 320 by 240. 320 on vertical. Yeah, so we have the good old parallax scrolling. I think it doesn't have alpha blending, only alpha testing, because of the hardware was not that fast back in the day. If you can see, the flashing is due to sprites being shown one frame and the other hidden. So if you alternate them, you'll get some kind of transparency, like here, the hit thing. You would fake transparency, and because of the CRT monitors, you would have had a blending because of 2 frames. Yeah, so this would be the style. Okay, let's pause a bit. So we want, let's just put them together and then we can sort them out. We want 240 by 320 pixels. Screen buffer. Okay. I think we'll do paletted. Actually, I don't know. But what's nice about palette sprites is that not palette sprites, the color palettes, is that you are confined to a limited number of colors. This way you become a little bit more creative on how to use those colors. Also, it's nice to have effects based on palette rotation and stuff like that. Yeah, I think we'll do indexed, so color palette on the sprites, and we can have like 256 colors, color palette per sprite. Actually, it gets a bit more technical, but let's just leave it like that for now. Okay, let me see down here. I wrote, yeah, these are just some kind of virtual hardware specifications, virtual arcade hardware specifications. Okay, yeah, we could impose this, but let's just write this too. Why not? We'll consider this is the maximum sprite size. Okay, no texture filtering. We don't want to filter out textures. This would be the actual render target. Okay. Yeah, I'll just add it here, and that's it. We'll see. I'll walk you through it. Okay. We can scale, we should be able to scale the sprites. Okay, and we can mirror them. By doing negative scaling. If you do like minus X, you'll get mirroring on the Y axis. And about sprite rotation, I can show you, for example, we'll just focus on Donpachi game, sprite sheet or whatever. You can see that, come on, sprite sheet. You can see that they are using rotations, baked rotations for each angle, but this would be way too much. If you do pixel art, this is 3D, I think. This was rendered in 3D or something like that, or maybe 2D, I don't know. But if you do it by hand, which I intend to do it by hand, and not 3D models, that would be quite a lot of work. So I will implement some kind of stepped rotation. So you can rotate by 30 degrees, or I don't know, 20 degrees. So you emulate or simulate the actual rotated sprite. So you'll just have I don't know, one, because this is like 3D. I will not do 3D. But this is now okay. Wait. This is another version. For example, here. This is not 3D. Or still 3D. What the heck? Where is the original one? Anyway, basically I don't want to do rotation. Okay, so you can see they rotate the sprite because they didn't have hardware to rotate it, but we have hardware, so we'll do it automatically by rotating the quad, the texture. Okay, so we can do rotation like this, limited rotation. Tile maps. I actually had wrote some notes about this, but yeah, we'll go into more detail later. We established the resolution to this one. Tile mapping, tile maps. Yes, we'll support that. We can go into details later. We will make our own engine and not using Unity because it's more fun. It will be pixel art. Yeah, this is detail. The parallax scrolling, but again, this is kind of technical. Yeah, we should have like two-player same keyboard or main arcade controls. Okay, optional walk and shoot when ship is destroyed. This is kind of gameplay. Okay, so yeah, kind of a cooperation mode. One player steers the ship, the other shoots and changes weapons. We should have some kind of moderate bullet hell because I like the bullet hell shoot 'em ups, but they are too hard for me to play. But we can have some moderate bullet hellish. Also, we have a story. Blah 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 blah. Was attacked by some aliens, of course. Very cheeky story. Lieutenant John Storm, a well-tried veteran in the old Dark-Lokian conflict. I have no idea where that came from. Okay, okay, this is kind of technical, too much technical. I don't need this. Okay, let's order this a little bit. We have a story. We have virtual hardware, I don't know, specs. This we already approved. Yes, okay. Parallax scrolling. Okay, let's put it in the hardware. This is gameplay. Yeah, this is kind of, I don't know, game design doc or something. Notes doc. Okay. Coding tech. Coding, I don't know, information. Okay. Coding ideas. Okay, this is not it. Okay, so far so good, right? Audio can be like, I don't know, we don't really care about that. We are not really limited by, I don't know, special synthesizers or whatever. Okay, maybe not, but who knows. So after the ship is destroyed, you could like walk and still play. That would be an interesting concept. Okay, so how do we start actually putting it together? Let's put some more gameplay. Game made up of levels. Each level has waves of enemies. Several waves of enemies. And a boss. And level boss. Simple as that. You can have waves of enemies and mini bosses, or how do we call them? Lieutenants. Okay. Each level ends when its boss and boss dies or gets destroyed. Okay, so far so good. Okay, this gets more into the art side, but about animation, intro animations of the boss, exit animation of the boss, but we can get to that later on. Let's start small. It's already too much. Okay, coding ideas. I have some notes here, but they are kind of technical and quite detailed. Let's start to make the actual let me check the time. Is there any time? Okay, 24 minutes. Let's create the folder structure. So we can we'll have like this. We'll have bin folder where all the binaries will be generated. We'll have the data, where we'll keep the data. We'll have the source code. We'll have libs, where you can keep the third-party libraries. We could call it third-party, but it's longer, so whatever. Okay. Let's also keep here the assets, the source assets, for example, the PSD files from Photoshop or other source files we will bake into final data. Assets. What else? I think that's pretty much for now. In data we'll have sounds, music, sprites, units, levels. So in levels we'll have each level as we'll keep them in JSON files. In music we'll have probably MP3s with level music. In sounds we'll have the sound effects. In sprites we'll have the probably the PNG files with the sprites or sprite atlases. We'll see when you get there. In units we'll have the JSON files for each type of unit. Unit is basically an object, be it an enemy, the player, the projectiles, the weapons. Everything is a unit in the game, even the background, the scrolling background. Okay, probably we'll have more, but I really don't know right now others. Okay, in source files we'll have the engine. Let's just call it engine. Let's engine. Because why not? We could make other shoot 'em ups if we'll make this one. Okay, that's pretty much it, I think, for now. And I'll go right now to my old code and I'll just borrow some libraries. This is a shameless plug. This is a GUI library I'm working on. I will tell you about it later. But right now let's get some libraries. I don't use, so we'll use Git for the repository, the source versioning system. But I don't use sub-modules. I kind of feel, I don't know, maybe I'm too old. I just like to have the source code fixed for the libraries. Binpack is a nice library made by, I don't know how to spell this, Yuka Ilanki, which basically packs images into a single image atlas. But I'm thinking now, because if we use indexed color palettes per sprite, then we might have a maybe not problem to have multiple multiple palettes. We'll see. If we have, yeah, we'll have to figure out how to emulate color palettes with shaders, because OpenGL doesn't support anymore, I think. We'll use OpenGL. Okay, let's let's put it on the hardware side. Using SDL2. Actually, this is for coding. Using SDL2 OpenGL 3.0. What else? That's pretty much it. Okay, and for the building system, I'm using Premake is the best thing. Really, I used CMake for quite a few years, and after crossing to Premake, I really don't want to go back to CMake. I'm doing everything possible not to touch CMake again, or other building system. Premake is the way to go. I recommend it. Okay, Premake 5. Alright. Okay, so let's just copy some libs. This one, impact. Okay, I already made a Premake file here for it, but I probably will modify it. Okay, do we need free type for the fonts, or we can bake them? That's an interesting question. Well, we could have the text as sprites, each letter a sprite. I wonder, so I will have to kind of manually, yeah, I don't know. I think it's complicated, because if we will do it with free type, then we'll need to have quite some extended coding for fonts, font rendering. I did that before, but I know it's pretty complex. I already made it for this library here. Yeah, okay. Okay, let's copy free type also. Probably need to delete something. No? Okay. We'll use free type also. Using glue for the... I think there is something new, but I don't remember the name. We'll just use glue for now. For the OpenGL extension system. Okay. JSON CPP for loading and saving JSON files. Okay. Okay, copy it. I'm just checking if there is something already built, so I delete it before I add it, because we will add everything into the repository and we don't want binaries and libraries generated. Native file dialog is for open file dialogs and save file dialog. cross-platform library. Yeah, probably we'll need it for the editor if we'll make an editor for the levels, but I don't think we'll use an editor. I think we'll just do it by hand in JSON files. Yeah, I don't think we'll need it right now. Okay. We also need SDL. Check the sizes. And it should be okay. SDL2. STB image, I think I used it for saving the images, but I don't remember if SDL has some image stuff. I don't know. Does it? Maybe video or something like this. Whatever, I'll just also add STB image if you want to save or load the images, but I think it has something. I have to check it out. UTF-8, it might be okay for the free type rendering of text. If we load the text from JSON files, we'll probably need UTF-8 to translate from UTF-8 to Unicode. So I think I'll get this one too. You can find all these libs on the internet. You can download them, or you can use submodules in Git, but I prefer to have them like this. Yeah, so we actually skipped what? One? The native file dialog. We also get this pre-make because it loads them, all of them. So let's modify a bit. No thanks. We will not use this one, but the other we'll use. Okay, let's see what we can steal from this project. The editor config file is something for the Visual Studio for tabbing, I think. Yeah. I'm using tabs and not spaces. I don't know, it's probably not really good for different tab widths, but yeah, I'm using tabs. It's faster to move the cursor around, I don't know. This is very personal stuff, so you can use whatever you want. Okay, ignoring. Yeah, we could ignore some files. Okay, we can ignore the build files. The binaries, yeah. Third parties libs for us. We don't have documentation yet, so it's okay. License, yeah. Okay, I'll put some license. These are the pre-make executables for Linux, Mac OS, and Windows here. Let's get them. I just want to have them in the repository for some reason. I don't trust Linux or Windows. Okay, build is some builds. Yeah, let's get them all because I would just remake them anyway. Readme, yes, for the Git hub. Builds are for the Linux and Mac OS. So we'll try to make it cross-platform. It should be okay because we use SDL, and yeah, the others should compile okay for the other operating systems. Okay, so build, let's analyze it a bit. So this will just find where the Visual Studio 2017 for me, and we'll just build the, not this one, we'll just call it game. Yeah, we can do that. So we will have here the build files for the Visual Studio 2017 that will be generated. We'll generate it with the pre-make. Okay, this is generate and build, basically, not too much. This will generate the project files with pre-make for Visual Studio 2017. This is the pre-make law, we'll take a look later. And these are for Linux. And Mac OS. Okay, but we had something built. Actually, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. And the pre-make file. Not Horus, we'll call it game. Simple like that. We have some magic here to set the Microsoft SDK version, blah blah blah. Yeah, we don't use 2015, I could just even delete it. For Windows, for Mac OS, or for Linux. Okay, we copy the binaries to our bin folder. The language is C++, architecture 64-bit, no more 32, sorry. We do some magic with it. Various folders. Okay. Yeah, about the configurations. We could keep them like this: debug, development, and release. And the defines for the code. Some utility functions. Linking Win32. Linking OpenGL function. Free type. But we have libs now. Libs. Could just replace all, but whatever. This we don't use, but I could change it and keep it here. Maybe we'll need open file dialogues, I don't know, in the future. We don't do this. We'll have just one big executable. We don't use the dynamic libraries for our engine. It will be just one in a go. And we also include libs, sources, examples. We don't know we don't need examples. Okay, I think that's pretty much it for the pre-make. We also need the pre-make here. We can grab this one. I think we have some main somewhere. Examples. Just grab some main file. We'll modify later. Yes, we will also need Lua. I would really like to have scripting to do some logic. But actually, we'll talk about it. Okay, project is game, I guess. Stellar. Nah, I'll just call it game. Shmup game. It's not a shared lib. Okay, this is not good. No. I think this one is better here. Shmup game. Or stellar eagle. Seagull. Oh yeah. Eagle. Seagull. Steven Seagal. Seagull. It's a console application. Yeah, we don't need this. Include directories. It's not in here. It's in. Should be in engine. We'll have there the engine. I don't have any example stuff. We'll add the sources from the root. Okay. Don't need this. Don't need this. Bpack 132 OpenGL view free type JSON. This we don't need it. Okay, system Linux. Yeah, some black magic here. Down, maybe we can keep it. It's okay. OpenGL stuff on Mac OS. Target name. Seagull. This is the bug version. Yeah, probably you can do it differently. I don't know. I'm doing like this about debugging or whatever. Will not use development. Okay, let's use development also. I probably will not use it anyway. You can call it profile if you want. Symbol song defines no debug. Yeah, I don't know what to. Maybe like this. We'll see anyway. And to call dev. But probably I will not use it anyway. Okay. So that's pretty much it. Let's just try to generate first. So the engine, we don't have anything in the engine. We could, I don't know, let's create a file just to check if they are being added to the project. Let's call types.h. And I don't know, types.cpp. This will be our main simple types header file. We'll not use precompiled headers. Precompiled headers are evil. I don't know how fast are they today, but I have not used them since almost 10 years. something like that. And I'm really glad completion is fast and whatnot. Alright, so we could try to generate it. Okay, fingers crossed. Alright, we got something. Yay! Let's see what's being added to the project. So let's check the time a bit. 10 minutes, 9 minutes, I don't know. Maybe we'll make it a little bit longer just to finish up. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Maybe I can try to answer. I'm just emphasizing that this is not really a programming primer or beginner's level. This is basically something that I always wanted to do, and I'm trying to share the experience of creating it with people. So a basic level of understanding programming and various tools used in the making of this game would be recommended. So it's not really for beginners. I should have told you that from the beginning. Okay, so let's see. Okay, we have the libraries, the third-party libraries. We have our engine, okay, with the types added, the files. So I think it's working. And we'll have to modify this main file. Let me, what the heck did I do? Just sit there. Alright, so we have generated the build projects for the Visual Studio 2017. Okay, let's also write something in the README. This is from the old thing. Delete, 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 delete. Okay, we can leave the Patreon links if you want to help with donations for a beer. No problem, accepted. And this is from the old project. Okay, we can keep the prerequisites. Okay, yeah, maybe not. Okay, with the OpenGL and glue. Building, building. Is it game? Game. Okay, run the generative files. We don't have features right now. So that's pretty much it, I think. No, this is a game. Stellar. I actually wanted to call it Stellar Falcon, but it was kind of a reminder of Millennium Falcon, so I thought, okay, let's just call it something else. Also, it was interesting that I wanted to call it Falcon, and I wanted to have some Falcon screen, like in the main menu or something like that. And it seems that Falcons are not really epic when it comes to their screams, to the screech, I don't know, their callings. But the eagle is very epic when it when it screams. Yeah, no thanks. So yeah, Stellar Eagle. We'll have some nice cyborg eagle or something like that. I don't know. Overview. What is this? So this is a game development project intended to pay homage to the old school arcade shmup arcade games of the past. It utilizes techniques to get that nice pixelated look. Okay. No a custom 2D sprite engine is used instead of Unity and Unreal 4. Unreal Engine 4. For learning and fun purposes. Well, that's pretty much for now. For the README. Okay, I think we have a good chunk of our thing. I think we can also create a repository. GitHub. I'll just log with my credentials. My username, I think it's yeah, save it. Okay, what do I have here? Repositories. New repository. I don't remember how to create a repository. Repository name shmup. Okay, Stellar Eagle. Vertical, by the way. It's public for anyone to see it. We have already create, but I don't remember, do we have some kind of import? Yeah, I don't know. What happens if I do this? Yeah, I'm stupid. Anyway, clone URL. This is for the readme or whatever. Yeah, I'm not really good with this stuff, but we'll try. All of them. Is this working or not? Yeah. Let's just do it like this. Okay, let's do it. It's not existing. We don't need that. We don't need that. No. Yes, I know it's not created. But then I can't clone it. Clone this sucker. And that's it. Now directly in this one. Yeah. Clone. Okay. Just move without the stellar girl. Yeah, I'm doing it wrongly, but whatever. Yeah. You close yourself. Come on. Let it be, damn it. No, it's not right. Of course it will not delete it. Something is keeping it. Jesus. Anyway. I'm doing really wrong here. Okay. Let's add files. Okay, no, I don't care. But we care about the libs. Lib. Pretty much all the libs. Libs. No build files, we don't need them. Okay, let's see. Alrighty, let's commit. Initial files. Added the initial files. Okay, branch. Since I'm the single and one person, I'll just keep it master. Otherwise, probably I would have made a dev branch, but I'm keeping it a single one. That should be okay. Commit and push. Push it. No. Okay. Should be okay. The Stellar Eagle project is born. And so, after quite a hassle, I managed to... Alright, we have some nice, okay, patron, yeah, whatever. So we have the GitHub repository. Yeah, the empty folders were not added. I could put some dummy files, but it's okay for now. We have all the files, the prerequisites, the overview. Yeah, looks good. So basically, that would be the initial setup for the game. And I think we can actually start coding in the next episode. I will have a lot of ideas taken out from my notepad here, and we'll fill this up with coding ideas. Yeah, I mean, every programmer has a different kind of mindset and how it works. Mine is a bit multitasking or very, I don't know, mixed up. So you'll see me jumping from subject to subject, from gameplay to code. It will mix a lot, but I guess it's fun and you can learn something. And also I'm pretty sure I will learn a lot out of this. And I think it will be fun. So please do not expect a professional or very professional kind of workflow. I will discover things probably with you along the way. Also, excuse my English because it's not of course, my native language. I'll try to speak louder because I don't speak too loud. And the microphone boost is already at maximum. And I'm taking too many pauses, but yeah, I'll try to be a little bit more fluent. Yeah, so that pretty much that's our first episode. I hope you liked it. And this will be our target game looks and stuff like that. I think we can do it, at least 1% of this. It will be very interesting. So see you on the next episode. Bye bye.